I think we are live. What is going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. So excited to be here with you today inside of the Business Growth Secrets for Dietitians and Nutrition Coaches community. For those of you who are new to the group, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Javier Carlin. I'm actually a doctor of physical therapy and the co-founder of Healthcare Business University, which might see some changes very soon. And the second half is Marissa Carlin, my beautiful wife. She's a registered dietitian. And together we help dietitians and nutrition coaches to start, grow their business, replace their income, break free from their job, and get to the point where they're making 10K and 20K per month plus. So if that's you, then you're in the right place at the right time. We have a very special training for you tonight that I'm super excited to share with you. So my question to you all is, first and foremost, can you hear me? Can you see me okay? Let me know in the comment section down below. Say, hey, Javi, I can hear you. I can see you. That way, I know that we're ready to rock and roll. Quick disclaimer, it is pouring rain right now, and there's lightning and thunder and all the things. And so if for whatever reason, this goes down, I'm going to do my best to get back on, okay? Because the lights were flickering and yeah, they turned off, everything shut down for a couple minutes. And so hopefully we're good to go, but just in case, you know what happened, okay? So let's see, who do we have on live? Let's give it a go. Cool, beautiful. Yeah, as you're hopping on, just let me know if you are team live. Put team live in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, I would also love to know that you're watching this on the replay. So let me know in the chat as well. Let's see, who do we have here? Rosaline, good to see you. Thank you so much for hopping on. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and dive right in, okay? Tonight, we are discussing the authentic sales system, okay? And so my question to you is, have you ever struggled with sales? Have you ever struggled with sales, right? I feel like so many of us have had experiences in the past with a salesy salesperson that made us feel a little bit icky, right? Did not make us feel good. And so we have this misrepresentation of what sales actually is, okay? And so if you felt that way, if you've struggled with even the idea of sales, just know that you're not alone. Okay, you are not alone, because on one side, you know that sales is a necessary part of life. It is a necessary part of business to, number one, help people, okay, but number two, to also stay in business, right? For you to be able to continue in your practice, you have to be generating sales and revenue and money to stay in business. Makes sense, right? And so we have these two conflicting pools, right? One where we don't feel good about it, and the other one where we know it's necessary, okay? And so for many of you, it's possible that you already know what to say, okay? But as you and I both know, the truth is that knowing what to say is not enough. It's possible that you already have some scripts, right? You have some scripts with some questions that you routinely go over. Maybe you ask them in the right way, maybe you don't, but you have these scripts that you might have gotten from your previous coaches, okay? And we also know that just being able to read a script and read questions off of a document is also not enough, okay? And so what is it then? What is it that actually makes the difference, okay? A few of those things we're going to go ahead and dive into tonight. So I hope you're excited. If you're excited, go ahead and put excited in the chat, because the tools that I'm going to serve you with tonight are going to be tools that you can use immediately to get more sales in a way that feels really good to you and where it actually boosts your confidence, because you're going into a conversation knowing that you're going to transform someone's life, whether they move forward or not. Like, how many of you would love to feel that way? Go ahead and put transform in the chat if that's something that you would really love to do, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're like most people, even like myself, right, you probably get some objections as well, right? Maybe you've gotten the objection. And as I'm saying these, I'd love for you to let me know, like, have you experienced these objections in the past, right? Maybe it's one like, I just don't have the time, okay? Or it costs too much, or I'll have to talk to my spouse, okay? Those are probably the core three. I'm curious for you, like, which ones are some of the ones that you've heard that maybe I mentioned or maybe I did not mention? Go ahead and put those in the chat, okay? And so what happens is, after listening to these objections time and time and time and time and time again, it can really start to crush our confidence a bit, right? Maybe you feel a little bit low. Maybe you don't even feel like getting on another call ever again. And who does that help, right? It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the people that you want to serve. And so what do we do instead, right? Because that's obviously not the answer, okay? And so for some of you, when that happens, you might even begin to wonder, is it something that I said? Is my pitch maybe a little bit too salesy, right? Did I say something? Did I not say something? Okay. Is my pricing really that high where people are saying that it's too expensive or they can't afford it? And then you start to go internal, like, wait a second, am I even worth it? Like, is this something that I can even do? And now, I want to tell you right off the bat that you can do this. Okay. It might just be that there's a small disconnect in how you've been taught sales in the past, how you feel about sales, and what it means to you in your mind, and how you're actually doing sales, the sales process. Okay. And so my goal with you tonight is to actually help you through these key parts. Okay. And so when you really get this, you really let it sink in and implement it, it's going to transform your business big time. All right. So you guys ready? Go ahead and put ready in the chat if you are. Okay. So let me share my screen. We're going to go ahead and dive into the authentic sales system. And before I do that, some of you may have seen that at this point in time, it is August 24th, Wednesday. Okay. It is my birthday next Thursday. Okay, September 1st. Now, I don't say that for you to wish me happy birthday, although you can. Okay, it's kind of early still, but you can. I say that because if you missed it, there's a post floating around this group where we're actually doing a $18,000 scholarship giveaway for my birthday. Okay, and so if that's something that you want more details on, if you'd love to hear what that application process for that looks like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you know right now. Just go ahead and comment the word pick me down below. I'll send you a message with the specific details so you can apply for that scholarship, because I want you to win. All right. We want to give it to you. Okay. And so if you haven't heard of the application or the scholarship that we're giving away, go ahead, comment pick me right now. Don't miss out. Okay. And we'll get you the details. All right. And so if you're watching this, maybe a few months, down the road, we may or may not be doing this again. So we'll see. But if you're watching this now, the month of August, all right, go ahead and comment pick me. We'll send you the details, because you never know. You might be the winner. All right. And so with that said, let's dive in. Cool. Who do we have here? We have Heidi. What's up, Heidi? Good to see you. We have Megan. What's up, Megan? Myra. So good to see you. Beautiful. Awesome. Say hello in the chat so I know you are with me. All right, cool. Let's go into present mode. And here we go. Let's share the screen. Okay. Let me just double check with you all. Can you all see the screen okay? Can you see the screen okay? Just give me a big thumbs up in the chat if you can see the screen okay. That way, I know that you're not looking at a blank screen. Okay, cool. It looks like we are good. Perfect, perfect. All right. So the authentic sales system, let's get into it. All right. So the first thing that we have to understand about the sales process is that sales is nothing but a transfer of energy. Okay, go ahead and write that down so that you can really remember this and you can really benefit from the idea that sales is a transfer of energy, because when you get this, okay, when you get this, you're going to be able to come into your sales conversations with a different energy, okay? And we're going to show you the step-by-step process that we take our clients to get them to start to feel really good about sales, okay? Because when you're able to feel really good about sales, you go into those conversations with a refreshed outlook. And guess what? When you go into these conversations with better energy, do you feel like you're going to have better results? Go ahead and put yes in the chat. Yes, of course, right? And so if you get better results and you get more people to move forward with you, are you able to help less or more people? Go ahead and put it in the chat. More people, of course, right? And so wouldn't you love to learn how to help more people get better results? Yes? All right, this is where we start, okay? Before you can influence someone ethically, okay, you must be able to influence yourself, okay? Before you can influence someone ethically, you must be able to influence yourself. So before you can work on changing someone else's behavior patterns and helping them make a better behavior, okay, or action, you have to learn to influence yourself first. And so if we're talking about energy in sales, you have to have really good energy, okay, before going into a sales call to transfer that good energy so that the other person on the other side of the screen or the phone feels it and has these 4 things, okay? Sales is a transfer of energy, and that energy is 4 components, okay? I'm going to share that with you in just a moment, okay? And so how do we, if we understand that we have to be able to influence ourselves first, how do we actually influence ourselves, right? That's the big question. How do I make myself feel good about sales? Well, here is the first step, okay? This is an exercise that we take all our clients through that helps them start to feel really, really good about the sales process. It helps them feel really, really good about the services, the programs that they're offering. Because guess what? When you feel really good about what you're offering, who else is going to feel really good about what you're offering? That's right, the person on the other side of the phone, the Zoom session, or in person with you, okay? And so this exercise here is called 50 Reasons Why. Go ahead and put the number 50 in the chat so that you remember how many reasons. How many reasons, guys? Go ahead and put it in the chat. That's right, 50, okay? And so what we do in this exercise, which honestly, the most successful people in our programs, they go through this exercise. And guess what happens when they go through this exercise? They actually are able to enroll more clients, okay? They enroll more clients, they help more people, they transform more lives. And so if you really want to have success with sales and success in your business, you're going to want to do this, okay? And if you want to hold yourself accountable to this process, feel free to post it inside the community, all right? We would love to see that happen. And so the 50 Reasons Why exercise allows you to build a strong belief in what you do for people, okay? This is the key to increasing your energy, to making yourself think through the benefits that people are going to receive from working with you. And so when you think through those benefits, every single one of those benefits, and I'll give you some examples now, okay? And yes, there's 50, right? Guess what happens? You start to feel better. You start to feel really good about what you're helping them with. And guess what feelings lead to, okay? Feelings lead to actions. And yes, I'm talking about the specific actions that you take in a sales conversation. And guess what actions lead to? Actions lead to results, okay? And so it all starts with how we think about this process. Now, the 50 Reasons Why exercise, let's say like for you right now, right? Whether it's Heidi, Megan, Rosaline, Myra, for you, what is one benefit? Just put one benefit right now in the chat that people get when they work from you. What is one benefit that people get when they work from you? I'm going to actually take you through this exercise so you see how simple it is, okay? It's not easy. It's going to take some thinking, right? But I'm going to show you how easy and how simple it is to do it, All right. So what is one benefit that people get from working with you? All right. So as you put that in the chat, let's say as a nutrition professional, I'm just going to keep it very simple. Okay. Weight loss. Okay. That's one benefit. So why would someone benefit from losing some weight? What would happen in their life if you help them lose weight? Okay. Well, they might feel better in their own skin, right? They might feel more confident. They might start going to more social outings. They might go to the beach, right, with their friends, their buddies. They might go to the pool. They might feel better, right, about going out and hanging out with friends. So guess what ends up happening? Their relationships start to improve. Okay. Maybe it's a health benefit, right? Maybe they've gained so much weight, it's starting to affect their heart, right? Their physicality, their ability to do things throughout their day. They have increased fatigue, low energy. And so you're helping them improve their energy, increase their ability to be productive, to be able to run outside with the kids. Okay. Can you see how just from one benefit, weight loss, I was able to pull out like almost 20 more in a couple seconds, right? And so you start to build out this list, and a lot of the people that we work with, initially they get stuck around like 25 or 30. And then after a few minutes, they start to jot down 50, 60, sometimes they even get to 100. But can you start to see that when you do this exercise, your belief in what you're able to help people with and the strength of your ability to feel good about what you're offering starts to improve and increase? Can you guys see that? Yes? Cool. So this is how we start to influence yourself and how you perceive what you're doing for people. Pretty cool, right? Can you guys see the benefit of this? Go ahead and put benefit in the chat if you can see the benefit of this. Okay. Beautiful. So sales is a transfer of 4 things. Okay. 4 things, like I mentioned before. Sales is a transfer, number 1, of clarity. So you have to be crystal clear as to what you're doing for people and how you're helping them. Okay. So for example, our clear message is we help dietitians and nutrition coaches to replace their income, break free from their job, and get to the point where they're making $10,000, $20,000 per month plus. Okay. Pretty clear. You all know what we do. Okay. Certainty. You have to be able to transfer that certainty, because if you're not certain, guess what? The other person is definitely not going to feel certain either that you can help them. And so how do we increase our certainty? One way to increase your certainty is to think about all the people that you've helped in the past. It doesn't have to be in your own business, right? It might have been as a student while you were going through your internship. It might have been your friends and family that you've worked with in the past and that you've gotten great results for. It might have been yourself, right? You went through this personal journey on your own. And now, because you've gotten through to the other side, you can say with complete certainty that you can help someone else do it. Okay. And so you have to be able to transfer that certainty. Okay. Number 3, with that certainty comes confidence. Okay. And so do you guys think that the 50 reasons why exercise would also help you build your confidence with what you're actually helping people with? Of course, right? And so you have to come to these conversations with a sense of confidence in your ability to figure things out, confidence in your ability to help people, because you have the experience, right? You've done this before. You have the skill set. You've gone through the schooling. You've worked with people in the past. You have the confidence. It's inside of you. And so you have to bring that with you in these conversations. Okay. The fourth component that you're transferring in a sales conversation, and go ahead and write this one down in the comments. Okay. So you really remember this one, because this is going to be the key for you to help more people, transform more lives, get more sales, and increase your business. Right. And so the 4th component is trust. Okay. They have to feel that they trust you. Number 1, they have to feel that they trust the process. Number 2, and guess who else they have to trust? They have to trust themselves. Okay. And so we're transferring this energy of trust to them. Okay. And we have to, again, believe in ourselves first. We have to believe in our process, and we have to believe in the prospect and their ability to do this. Okay. Can you guys see how powerful that is? Go ahead and put powerful in the chat if you can see that. Okay. And so remember this always: sales is a transfer of energy. Now, here's the bottom line. Okay. The bottom line is this: there are 2 rules of selling. How many rules? How many rules? Go ahead and put 2 in the chat. 2. Okay, there are only 2 reasons that you should ever speak during a sales call. One of the biggest mistakes that we see people make is talking the entire time. Okay, they talk 80% of the time, and they let the potential client, the person that they're going to serve, talk 20% of the time. It should be the complete opposite. Okay, and so 2 reasons. All right. Reason number 1 is you have to have you have to have a deeper level conversation. And in a moment, I'm going to show you the 3 levels, okay, of conversation that you can have. All right. And so one reason that you would speak in a sales conversation is to have a deeper level conversation. All right. Number 2, the only other time that we speak in a conversation when we're looking to enroll someone in our services is to pre-handle potential objections. Okay. And I'm going to dive into what that means exactly in a second. Okay. And so with that said, let's go ahead and do a quick check-in. All right. Let's see who's on here. We have Joyce. Hey, Joyce. Good to see you. We have Mary in the house. Hey, Mary. Good to see you. We have Severo. Good to see you. Shaban. Good to see you as well. Beautiful. So quick check-in here. What's been your number 1 takeaway so far? I'd love to hear what's been your number 1 takeaway so far. Okay. Let me know in the chat. So far. Okay. Let me know. All right. Let's see. Cool. Beautiful. So those are the 2 rules. Okay. The 2 rules of selling. Now, here are the 3 levels, okay, of conversation. The 3 levels of conversation, okay? The surface level conversation, okay, would go something like this. You ask the person, hey, what would you like to see happen? What are your goals? Okay. And they tell you, I want to lose weight. All right. If you move on from that question and from that answer, and you leave it there, guess what's going to happen? People are not going to sign up. People are not going to sign up. Okay. And so before presenting your offer, you must get to a level 3 conversation. Okay. And you have to check off your common obstacles, your common objections. Okay. And so if you're not getting the sales that you want, if you're not able to enroll more people in your services, if you have a lot of people telling you no or coming up with excuses for why they can't, it's likely that you've kept them at a surface level conversation and they're just telling you, hey, I want to lose weight, or hey, I want to feel better in my skin, or hey, I want to, keep on eating the foods that I enjoy. And it stops there. Can you see how that's probably not going to motivate them enough to move forward? Can you guys see that? Yes? Okay. So the second level, all right, here you'll start getting people to say yes. Okay. The second level is what we call the action level. All right. This is level 2. Go ahead and put action level 2 in the chat so that you really get this. Okay. I need you to really, really memorize this, right? Drive it in the grooves of your brain so that when it comes up in your next conversation, you're able to transform someone's life, right? You're able to get past those objections. You're able to feel more confident in your ability to move people forward. Okay. And so action level 2 is this. They might say something like, I want to lose weight to be more confident in my life. Okay. So you can see that there's an action attached to it, right? I want to lose weight to be more confident. Okay. That's what they're aspiring to be, more confident. But can we go deeper than that, right? You'll start getting some people moving forward with you here, but can we do better? The answer, what do you think? Yes, we can, okay? And so we want to take people to the third level, all right? This is the third level. Go ahead and put transformational level 3 in the chat, okay? Transformational level 3 in the chat. These are the motivational drivers. These are what drive people to take action, okay? If you really want to help people, you're going to want to take them to the transformational level number 3, okay? Is this making sense? Cool. So here, the conversation might look something more like, I want to lose weight to be more confident in my life so that I will be willing to go out and meet new people. I might want to find a girlfriend and eventually start a family, right? You know, why is that important to you? Well, because I've been alone my entire life and it just hasn't felt good. Like I haven't had someone to spend, you know, nights with, to be able to do X, Y, and Z with. And so I really feel like this is my time, right? And so you can see that this here is much deeper, right? It goes much deeper here. And so you really want to make sure that you're taking people to this level, all right? And so here's something that one of my coaches, his name's Eli Wild, and his partner, Eli Sanchez, who are absolutely amazing at what they do. Eli Wild, actually, he worked with Tony Robbins. You guys know who Tony Robbins is? So he worked with Tony Robbins for about 15 years. He was the number one, his right-hand man, the number one sales professional that worked with him. And so he taught me what I'm about to show you. He sold over $100 million in coaching in all these different industries. And what he taught me is exactly what I'm going to share with you in just a moment. Pretty cool, right? Eli Sanchez, he owns about 6 gyms and he's sold over $10 million in fitness sales, okay? And so these are the guys that have taught us, and this is the information that we're sharing with you. Pretty powerful stuff here, okay? So pay attention, all right? So in sales, what we want to make sure we do, because how many of you have dealt with objections in the past, right? It doesn't feel good. And so what's better than handling an objection? What do you guys think is better than handling an objection? That's right. It's pre-handling an objection, right? Making sure that these objections don't even come to fruition. All right. And so what we want to do, and I'm going to break, these are the 3 core objections around time, finances, and spouse. Okay. There are more. These are the 3 core ones. There's about 8 or 9, depending on how you look at it, that are the primary potential objections that people might give you. All right. But these are the 3 core ones. So if it's okay with you, I'll go over these 3 with you now. Okay. And so when we're thinking about handling or pre-handling objections, we want to think about doors. Okay. And so let's say behind you, or I visualize this, behind you, you have one closed door. Okay. Behind the prospect, for the purpose of this exercise, there's 3 open doors. Okay. So they have 3 open doors behind them. You have one closed door behind you. Okay. And the goal is for them to close the doors that are easily right behind them, that they can easily run through and go through your closed door the moment you open it for them. Okay. And so what we have to do is make sure that we are slowly helping them to close the doors behind them so that there is no way for them to retract, to escape because of fear or uncertainty, because that's a real thing. And so people will fight to stay in their comfort zone, and that's why they never get anywhere in life. Okay. And so the best thing that we can do for them is to help them shut their own doors so they only have one way, and that way is to the direction of their dreams. Okay. Can you guys see that? Are you guys getting this? But I'm getting this in the chat if you're getting this. Okay. And so how do we close those doors, right? How do we close those doors? Before we dive into how to handle the objections after they've given them to you? Okay. How do we close these doors before they ever give them to you? Okay. Again, we'll go over some of the key ones here. I don't have the time. It's too expensive. I have to talk to my spouse. Can you guys think of any other objections that you've either gotten or that you think you'll get? Go ahead, take a couple seconds, put those in the chat so I can help walk you through them. Okay. Put those in the chat. All right. Perfect. So as you're putting those in the chat, what we want to make sure we do is we want to make sure that people, right, as we're taking them through this sales conversation, as we're taking them on this transformational journey, right, we're helping them see themselves in a different way. We're helping them realize that they need to change, not for our reasons, but for their own reasons, right? Our life is fine, right? It's for them. And so what we want to make sure we do is we ask people questions in a way where they close their own doors. I'm going to give you one example just for the sake of time here. So for example, if someone says, I don't have the time, right? How do we prevent someone saying, I don't have the time? Well, closer to the beginning of the conversation, what if we ask them something like, hey, you said you've been struggling with this problem, this challenge for, a few months now, or 4 months now, or 6 months now, or a year now, right? I'm curious for you, like, in the past, you've said that you didn't either have the time or it was hard for you to make this a priority. Like, why is this a priority for you now, though? Like, what's changed? Okay. And so you can see the way that I'm asking the question, it's because of the fact that they've told us they've either been waiting to get this solved or they've tried in the past, they haven't been able to stick to it. We kind of want to question them a little bit, right? Because just like you, right, are looking to help them, you also don't want to take someone on that's not going to be a great client. And so we have to question them, like, why now? Like, why should I work with you? Right? Are you going to be a good client? Are you going to prioritize this? Because I want you to get results, but I can't put 100% effort if you're not going to put 100% effort, right? Nothing's going to change. So I can do 150%, but if you don't put 100, you'll be in the same place. So why is now a good time? Okay, and they'll tell you. And so these are the types of things that you want to do, right? And to ask to get people to tell you why now's the best time or why they have the time. Okay, very powerful here. Very powerful. This is essentially similar to like motivational interviewing. Okay, and so what I want to show you is I want to show you the 5-step objection handling process. So I just shared with you one strategy. There's like 15, if not more. There's like 15 of them. One strategy that will help you, okay, to ensure that you get very few or no objections at all. Okay, pretty cool stuff, right? Now, let's say you get to this point and you're getting the objections. Okay, you're getting the objections now. So the question is, well, how do we actually handle the objection? If you've gotten to the end of the conversation and someone says something like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, or I got to talk to my spouse, partner, business partner, dog, cat, lizard, ants, whatever it is, this is what we want to do, okay, in this order. All right, so really listen here, because this is going to be the game changer for you in turning sales around, okay? And so the first step, the first thing we want to do is we want to understand the objection. Go ahead and write that down. Understand the objection, okay? We have to make sure that the objection that they're giving us is actually the objection, okay? Because a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I have to talk to my spouse, as a way to get out of it, right? Because they either are a little bit scared, they feel uncertain, they feel a little bit of resistance, which is totally normal, by the way, right? Whenever we make a big change in our life, you're going to feel uncomfortable, right? You're going to feel some resistance. And what should you do when you feel that discomfort? What should you do when you feel that resistance? You move into it, because that's how you grow. That's how life changes for you, right? And so we want the same thing for our clients. And so the first thing we have to do is understand the objection, okay? So when they first state it, you want to stay quiet for a few seconds. Let them process it, Okay. Now, when you let them process it, one of the first things that you want to do is you want to say, hey, Susie, so I hear that you're saying it's not the right time, right? What does that mean for you? When you say that, like, what does that mean? And what we're trying to do is get clarity. We're just trying to be clear on what it actually means for them. Because someone might say it's not the right time, and it might be that they have, it's not the right time today, but they can start in a week. It might mean that they're a little bit fearful because they have a wedding, holidays, etc., that are coming up. Maybe they're buying a house, right? There's all these reasons for why they think it's not the right time, where, as we all know, right, it's never the right time. Okay. Because there's, Christmas, there's Hanukkah, there's New Year, there's Valentine's Day, March Madness, there's April Fools, there's summer school, there's going back to school, there's Halloween, there's something every freaking month. And so in reality, it's never the right time anyway. So why not start today? And so we do have to understand what it means for them. Okay. Once we got that, we want to what we call isolate the objection. Okay. So we want to make it very clear whether they're interested or not. Okay. And so for the time objection, okay, we might ask something like, hey, so when you say you have to think about it, right? Because thinking about it is we call that like a time delay. They're trying to delay a decision. So when you say that you have to think about it, does that mean that you're in and you just need to think? Or is there something else that you need to think about, right? Very clear. Either you're in and you just want to think about it. It's like something you definitely want to do and you just have to think. Or on the other hand, is there something you have to think about? Right? Something specific. Is it finances? Is it spouse? Is it that you're not clear on something? Is it that you don't think it's going to work for you? Like, what is it? Right? Only when we find out what the real objection is, can we help someone move forward. Okay? Can you guys see that? Yes? Is this making sense? You guys got this? Is this valuable so far? Is this valuable so far? Let me know in the chat. Okay? Cool. So once we've isolated the objection, we want to appreciate the objection. Okay? Say something like, hey, Susie, I appreciate you sharing that. You have to think about it. Okay? Appreciate you. And I'm with you that you need to think about it. So this is where we start to realign them. Okay? Realign them to what's important because they forgot. Okay? Realign them to what they told us at the beginning of the call, right? We say something like, hey, Susie, I'm with you that you need to think about it. Now, let me ask you, okay, how long have you been thinking about fixing this so that you can feel more confident in your skin, so that you can have the dream relationship, so you can go out with your friends, right? Go to the beach and feel confident in your skin so that you can stop having to deal with all these mental blocks as to why you can't, move forward and have conversations with people, right? So you can start a family like you've been wanting to for years. Like, how long have you been thinking about what we just discussed? Oh, it's been like 5 years. Okay. And so we're realigning them in this specific case to, they haven't been just thinking about this for the last couple minutes, right? They've been thinking about this for several years now. And so it begins to show them that they all have already wasted all this time, right? They've been looking and searching for help for years now. And so what is another day, another minute of thinking going to do for them? Nothing. It's going to delay their success even more. Okay. It's going to hurt them even more. And so in order to really help someone see that, we have to bring it up. Okay. Because they won't remember unless you do. All right. And so that's step 4, is to realign them to what they told you. Okay. In the discovery phase. Step number 5 of the 5-step objection handling process. Okay. This is where you ask for the decision. Okay. So think about this, right? You already don't have the sale if they've given you an objection. And so why don't we ask intelligently, okay, and show them how we can be a leader in their life that helps them go in the direction that they want to go. Okay. And so you might say something like, can you see how solving this problem will benefit you? Can you see how finally doing X, Y, and Z can completely transform your life for the better? And then they say yes. It's like, well, why do you say that? Right? Why do you say that? Why do you think it will, though? Okay. And then maybe you ask another question. And so, why is this important to you now, though? Like, why now? Okay. And they'll tell you why. And then you can say something like, great, well, let's go ahead, let's fix this right now so you can finally have, the dream relationship, or have the ability to play with your kids again, run around with them like you truly want. Okay. And they'll say, let's do it. And that's it. And you ask them, great, which card would you like to put the investment on? Right. And so can you see how powerful that is? Okay. We're just, based on what people tell us, we're reminding them what they told us and helping them make a better decision and breaking the pattern of indecision, right? How many of you know people that have been stuck in a pattern? They've been stuck in the same old habits. They've been wanting to do something for years now. And every single time the crucial decision to change their own life comes about, they look for an excuse or a reason to back out. And they stay in that pain for months, if not years, until something devastating happens. Why wait till something devastating happens in their life, in your life, to make a change? It's irrational, right? And so as people who care, like you and I, we have to make sure that we really fall in love with this process. We have to make sure that we feel good about the process. We have to make sure that we gain this skill set, because if we do, you'll not just be able to grow your business and make a lot of money and have more freedom and flexibility and do all those amazing things, but you'll actually be able to make an impact. You'll actually start to feel fulfilled again, because deep inside of you, you know that you have the potential to change people's lives. And so this is a part of that process. And when you get really good at this, right, you're going to love it. You're going to love the transformations that you're helping people get. Okay. So here is one last point that I'll leave you with. Okay. And so for those of you, before we dive into this, for those of you that are like, man, this was amazing. This is training that I've never gotten before, and I would love to learn this process more in depth so I can help more people. I want to invite you to comment the word discovery. Okay. Comment the word discovery down below, and I'll reach out to you. Okay. I'll reach out to you personally. I'll see what it is that you're currently struggling with when it comes to the sales process and getting people to move forward with you. And I'll even help and provide some insights, even deeper than what we went over here today, and possibly just get on a quick 15-minute call with you to share those insights with you. Okay, I'll be happy to do that for you. And then from there, if we have some more resources, I'll be happy to send those your way as well. If you're looking for a more personalized solution, we can always schedule a second call and go over like what that would look like. But if nothing else, right, the most successful people that we've worked with, they all started with a 15-minute call. Okay, where they got some major insights. Some of them even implemented what we told them, had major success overnight, literally overnight, because of what we taught them. And because of that, they were like, wow, if I could learn that much in, 5 minutes, imagine what life could be like if I got the whole process, if I got the whole system. Okay. And so all you have to do right now to get those insights directly from us is comment the word discovery, and we'll go ahead and share that with you. So comment that word discovery right now, and I'll connect with you afterwards. Okay. And so here is the final point. Okay. You must do this. If you do not do this, I promise you, you will be ghosted, you'll be frustrated, and you'll want to quit and go back to your job. And that's not good for you. It's not good for anyone. Okay. And so remember this, the transformation, okay? The transformation only happens after the transaction. The transformation only happens after the transaction. Until someone pays you, the transformation has not happened. Okay. And so you must do everything. And I mean everything. If I didn't, emphasize everything, you can, to collect the payments over phone or on Zoom. I know for many of you, it's like, how could I ever think about this? Okay. It's just a normal part of business. You might be thinking, well, Javi, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is this. Okay. Have you ever called a company for like a phone service or your Wi-Fi or Uber Eats or a restaurant to do like a delivery or a pickup order? Right? Have you ever called one of these companies? Go ahead and let me know in the chat if you have. Yes. And so if you've called them before, let's say a restaurant where you want them to deliver some food, when you order your food and you tell them what you want, what do they ask you for at the end? They say, great, that's going to be, at your home in 35 minutes. Can I have your credit card information, please? Can I have the credit card number? Can I have the expiration date? Can I have the security code? Right? And you tell it to them like nothing. Because guess what? It is a normal part of business. If you call your phone service because the phone's went out or the electricity went out and maybe the card, whatever, didn't go through that month or it got lost or stolen. And so you had to give them a new card, right? And you forgot to do that and you call them. Guess what they're going to need over the phone? They're going to need your card information to turn the lights back on. It is a normal part of business. Can you guys see this? If you can see this, put I see that in the chat, just so I know you got this, okay? I promise you this is going to save you tons of heartache because yes, it's very easy not to take payment over the phone, but guess what happens when you don't ask for payment? You don't get objections. And if you don't get objections, guess what? Those objections go unanswered. And because the objections go unanswered, guess what ends up happening? They either ghost you or tell you, hey, never mind, I don't think this is the right time. And you've lost them forever. When you could have had a real conversation with a real human being in a real authentic way on the phone and truly help someone, okay? And so with that said, go out there and transform some lives. Transform some lives, everyone. Go out there and do it, okay? So again, I want to remind you, comment the word discovery if you would like some insights on your sales process, number one. And number two, if you really enjoyed this, I'm happy. How many of you would love to get these slides just so you could review them at your own pace, so you can remind yourself of the different energy levels, the transfers of energy, so you can remind yourself of the different types of objections, so you can remind yourself of the 5-step objection handling process. How many of you would love to have access to these slides so you can review them time and time again so that you can practice before your sales calls? How many of you would love that? Go ahead and put me in the chat if you would. Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do for you, okay? I'm going to get you these slides. If all you do is you make a small post, okay? Make a small post inside this Facebook group and just say, hey, everyone, I just attended tonight's live stream on the Authentic Sales System, and this was my number one takeaway. I highly recommend you watch it, okay? You go ahead and put that in the group, small post, just a couple sentences, tag me, okay, in the post. And once you do that, I'm going to go ahead and personally reach out to you and send you these slides. Does that sound pretty fair? Sound fair? Awesome. Go ahead, make sure you do that, because even if you don't want the slides, okay, guess what you are going to do? You're going to let other people in this community, all 2,200 of them, that there is value in this training. And if you help them, guess what you're also going to do? You're also going to help even more people. You're going to have a greater, massive impact on the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be able to be on the other side of this authentic sales system. Okay. So will you guys do that? Go ahead and put a big old yes in the chat. Let people know that you watched this training. Let people know what your number one takeaway was and why you recommend they watch it too. All right. So with that said, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Happy Wednesday. We'll see you next week. Good night.